Porterhouse steak.
On the grill.
In minutes.
What a thrill. We just ripped that poem for you. Okay, but for reals, Porterhouse steak in your backyard, on your grill. This is better than steakhouse with some really simple ingredients. It's all about the technique. I'm gonna show you how to do it, so let's get started. Porterhouse steak. Do you know the difference between a porterhouse and a T-bone? I wanna know if you know.
Filet?
Yep.
Oh, wait, I'm naming the steaks.
Yep.
Sorry. A difference. Thickness. How far up on the roast it is?
Yeah, pretty good. Okay, so
Oh, the size of the tenderloin. Yes.
Okay, porterhouse steak is made up of 2 steaks that are connected through a bone. Now this is a New York strip and a tenderloin or a filet mignon if it was to be cut in its own separate steak. These 2 connected make for one beautiful steak. A T-bone has a much thinner section of filet. A porterhouse has a really nice, substantial filet. So not just thickness of the steak. Okay. So not just thickness of the steak itself, but the thickness of the filet is what's the determining factor, whether this is a T-bone or a porterhouse. But you can cook it the same way regardless of what steak you have. We're gonna do this on the grill today, reverse sear style, which means low temperature to bring it up, nice medium rare in the middle, and a high heat, super crispy finish in a cast iron skillet at the end for that beautiful crispy, crunchy sear on the outside. So we're gonna hit this.
What if I want medium well?
Then you can go somewhere else. We're gonna hit this with my beef rub seasoning. You can just use salt and pepper, or you can pick up a bottle of beef rub seasoning from my store. I thank you in advance if you grab a bottle for your support. It is, not just in my opinion, one of the best beef seasonings on the market, but it's actually a first place beef seasoning NBBQA award winner. So.
In my heart, it's first place overall in the world winner.
Toot toot, that's me tooting my own horn. It's very good beef seasoning. But we get that nice and liberal on there, season the edges. And then once this is seasoned, it's going on the grill. I'm doing this on my charcoal grill. You can do this on a smoker. You can do this on a propane grill. What you really need is 2 zones of heat. So you need a low temperature zone and a high temperature zone. Your low temperature zone, if you're doing this in a smoker, would be about 225 degrees. It's gonna take probably about 40 to 45 minutes to get to about 115 to 120 internal temperature before the sear. We're doing this on charcoal 2-zone heat today. So let's go and get this on the indirect side of this grill.
My lady?
Boom. Pop that closed. If you want some extra smoky flavor, you can add some wood chips on top of the coals and really let that, impact the smoky flavor of your porterhouse steak. Steak got to target internal temperature. Take it off onto a plate while you open up the grill and preheat your cast iron skillet. Like I said, I'm doing this over charcoal, but you could do this step in your kitchen over a burner. It will get a little bit smoky, just FYI. So I prefer to do this step outside if I can, but you can do it inside. It's just a cast iron skillet. Heat is heat at this point. We just want a really high temperature sear. We're gonna start with a few tablespoons of avocado oil in the bottom of our cast iron skillet. Avocado is my favorite high heat searing oil. Low taste, high smoke point. It'll give you a beautiful, crispy, crunchy sear on the outside of your steak. Our oil is lightly starting to smoke. It's shimmering across the top. That means it's hot enough to give us a sear. We really want this to sizzle, sizzle. If it doesn't sizzle, sizzle, then your pan is not ready. Take your steak out, let it get hotter, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
You heard the boss. It's sizzled.
We're gonna give this a good maybe 90 seconds to 2 minutes per side to let it get nice and crispy out there. To our pan, I'm gonna add in a couple cloves of smashed garlic and a couple sprigs of thyme. This is kind of going to fry the garlic and the thyme. It'll release the oils of both into the avocado oil that's in the pan. So we'll have a nice flavored oil crust happening on the outside.
Cool.
Yes. Once we're seared on both sides, I'm gonna add some butter to the pan. Now I don't add butter at the beginning because the butter will burn before the steak is seared on the outside, but adding butter at the end will give you a nice, really rich flavor. It'll brown really quickly and you'll get that beautiful brown butter flavor without having to worry about it overcooking.
Nothing wrong with butter.
So we'll let that melt down. You can actually, if you got a spoon, can pull this off the heat and kind of baste it on the outside of your steak with the garlic and the thyme. So good. Here, if you want, grab this guy. You can kind of tip your pan so you get a collection of that fat. There you go. Yeah, that's the shot, Todd.
Woo, mama.
That's a really pretty looking steak. Okay, we're gonna let this rest for a couple of minutes. If you want, you can pour this beautiful brown butter over the top of your steak while it rests.
Can I?
And then we're gonna slice this beautiful steak up.
If I want?
You can. Do you want?
Hello.
Todd want. I think that's good. Now we've got this fried garlic and the thyme. You can kind of crumble that fried thyme on top of there if you want a little extra thyme flavor, which I think is delicious. You can also chop up that fried garlic if you want.
Just
mix that fried garlic into it.
Biting my dad joke tongue over here about
thyme.
Extra time. Hurry.
Okay, so we want to slice this guy off the bone. So first we're going to take off this New York strip.
Oof, that was going to splash me.
It might have been close. Then we're going to take off our fillet. If there's a little bit left on the bone, I don't worry about it because I kind of like to gnaw on the bone. Yeah. Now, some people call a porterhouse a his and hers steak because you've got this thick New York strip on one side and the tender fillet on the other. The good news is Todd and I both like New York strips and fillets, so this is just a ours and ours steak. It's perfect for sharing because you get a little bit of that super perfect tenderloin. You get a little bit of that New York strip that has some more texture, but also a little bit more fat in it. And I like to arrange these when I slice them. So you've got the fillet on one side, the strip on the other,
Oh,
kind of that T-bone in the middle. Well, you're the only ones eating it with me, so I think we'll be okay. Doesn't that look so beautiful?
Is there a T-bone with a ribeye on both sides?
No.
Oh, that's a bummer.
All right, taste test time. Are you going strip or fillet?
Strip.
I'm gonna go fillet. Mark, get set.
Go.
Go.
Ooh! That's a tender strip steak.
Super tender, super flavorful, really well seasoned, but you get that garlicky thyme butter on the outside and it takes it over the top. Really simple steakhouse style preparation in your backyard. Not crazy ingredients, not crazy process, but this will yield one of the best porterhouse steaks of your life. I dare say this is better than a steakhouse.
Can confirm.
You can grab this full recipe on HeyGrillHey.com or on the Hey Grill Hey app. We'll see you next time.